Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastav. Today we are going to study the topic sericulture. So let's proceed. First to study about sericulture. Sericulture or silk farming is the cultivation of silkworms to produce silk. It deals with the breeding and management of silkworms for the commercial production of silk. In other words, sericulture deals with a series of events that include the rearing of silkworms on mulberry plants, collection and processing of silkworm cocoons to extract raw silk fibers from them, and production of commercial silk. Although there are several commercial species of silkworms, Boix morai, the caterpillar of the domestic silk moth, is the most widely used and intensively studied silkworm. Naturally, sericulture involves agriculture and industry. Therefore, it is recognized as an agro-industry. In sericulture, each production is concerned. It passes from various stages and processes. The silkworms are fed with mulberry leaves, and after the fourth molt, they climb a twig placed near them and spin their silken cocoons. The silk is a continuous filament comprising fibroin protein secreted from two salivary glands in the heads of each worm and a gum called sericin, which cements the filaments. The sericin is removed by placing the cocoons in hot water, which freeze the silk filaments and readies them for reeling. This is known as degumming process. The immersion in hot water also kills the silk moth pupa. Single filaments are combined to form thread, which is drawn under tension through several guides and wounds onto reels. The threads may be plied to form yarn. After drying, the raw silk is packed according to quality. Here to study the life cycle of silkworm moth Bombyx morai. After mating of male and female, there will be egg laying. Egg is lemon yellow in color when first laid, and it turns to a slate grey color if eggs are fertile. After 7 to 20 days, the eggs will hatch, and hatchling kego or ants will be brown in color, and it is hairy. The first star worm will be having the life period of 3 to 4 days. It is known as first molt. And second star worm having the life period of 2 to 3 days. It is called second molt. And third star is of 3 to 4 days period. It is called third molt. After that, fourth star, which is having the life period of 3 to 4 days, it is called fourth molt. In the next, fifth star having the life period of 6 to 8 days, and the worm is ready to start spinning its cocoon. Next stage is of spinning silkworm. 2 to 3 days it will take to create the cocoon spinning with a figure of 8 patterns around its body. In the next stage, the silkworm is in its cocoon and is in slumber, changing into moth for the period after 14 to 21 days, and this cocoon will be used for the silk extraction. Now, stages of production. The female silk moth will go for egg laying with 300 to 500 eggs at a time. The silk moth eggs hatch to form larvae or caterpillars, that is called silkworms. The larvae feed on mulberry leaves. Having grown and molted several times, the silkworm extrudes a silk fiber and forms a net to hold itself. Next stage, the larva swings itself from side to side, distributing the saliva that will form silk. The silk solidifies when it contacts the air. The silkworm spins approximately 1 mile of filament and completely encloses itself in a cocoon in about 2 or 3 days. The amount of usable quality silk in each cocoon is small. As a result, about 2,500 silkworms are required to produce a pound of raw silk. The intact cocoons are boiled, killing the silkworm pupa. The silk is obtained by brushing the undamaged cocoon to find the outside end of the filament. The silk filament are then wound on a reel. One cocoon contains approximately 1000 yards of silk filament. The silk at this stage is known as raw silk. One thread comprises up to 48 individual silk filament. Sericulture activities comprises of mulberry bushes plantations cultivations, silkworm rearing, cocoon production, silk reeling, weaving, and cloth production. Technology of sericulture and silk production. The technology of sericulture and silk production is well known. In brief, various aspects related to sericulture and silk production will be described here. First one is mulberry cultivation. Silkworms feed on mulberry leaves. Hence, the rearing of silkworms involves cultivation of mulberry trees, which provide a regular supply of leaves. Worms are introduced through disease-free layings of eggs, which are procured from a quality center, which is called grainage. In India, the bulk of mulberry cultivation is done by small farmers who are having less than 4 acres land and usually in cluster of 300 to 400 farmers. Second is rearing. The silkworms are actually larvae of the silk moth. They are reared in especially made trays in room with controlled temperature and humidity and regularly fed mulberry leaves. At a certain stage, they convert themselves into cocoons. These cocoons are made from a single filament of material secreted by the pupa and wrapped around itself for protection. These filaments, upon hardening, constitute silk. On an average, 1 acre of plantation would yield 240 kg of cocoons in an year, starting from 100 disease-free layings. Depending upon whether it is dry land or irrigated mulberry, farmers can harvest the cocoons 4 to 8 times in an year. Next process is reeling. The removal of silk yarn from the cocoons is called reeling. This is done by first cooking them in water to remove the gum which holds it together and then unwinding the filaments, which is called reeling. Usually 8 to 10 cocoons are reeled together. There are 3 methods for reeling, like using charkha, and second, the slightly more advanced cottage basins, and third, the costly automatic machines. Next stage is twisting. Prior to weaving, the raw silk is boiled in water to remove remaining gum, dyed and bleached, and then woven into the garment, usually on handloom. In some cases, the woven cloth may be dyed and bleached. Here we have shown the various pictures which are involved in sericulture. Now a species of silkworms. There are 4 different species of moths, cocoons of which yield different type of silks. First one is mulberry silk. Mulberry silk is the most common, contributing to nearly 95% of world silk production. It is produced from the cocoons of the moth Bombyx mori. Within the species, there are many varieties, mainly differentiated according to the number of generations produced annually under natural conditions. Then hybrids of various kinds have also been developed. Multivoltine varieties, which are having the nature of laying eggs several times in a year, have been widely propagated to push up yields. But many feel that they are more vulnerable to pests and hence risky for small farmers. As once disease spreads to moths, it will create great loss to farmers. The government provides disease-free layings of various species through its outlets. Second silkworm is Erie silkworm, which is of 2 varieties. First one is wild one and second domesticated one, which are bred on castor leaves. The filament is neither continuous nor uniform, hence the moths are allowed to emerge before commencing reeling. A white or bright red silk is produced through Eri silkworm. Third silkworm is tussar silkworms, which are wild type. The Indian tussar worms feed on trees of Terminalia species and other minor host plants, while the Japanese and Chinese worms feed on oak and other allied species. Reeling can be done as with mulberry worms. Fourth type of silkworms are Muga silkworm, which is found only in Assam. It feeds on two local species of shrubs, Mechelus bombaceana and Polantha, producing a strong and golden yellow thread. So this presentation was all about sericulture. Hope this will be useful to all of you. Thank you very much. I have given here my YouTube channel details, Journey with Vijay Kumar Srivastava. Having request, please visit the channel, subscribe it, and provide your kind and valuable feedback. Thank you.